Very much happy. You will be really happy today because you are conferred with the degree of law. But tomorrow, it is just you are now jumping into the sea of material life. And while jumping into the sea of material life, there will be a thrill. There will be a thrill, and thereby you will be very much happy and very much feeling so much happy that you will swim in this life of material life for a long time. But after you jump into and start swimming, there will be so many problems in the life. Sometimes I felt that I should resign to the post of a district judge and start the practice. Or that it is better that I should discontinue the practice, go to my village and do the agriculture. This is how we will have the experience in future life. So we should not forget the fact and the problems that we are going to face in the future. But we must be determined so as to face any problem with all that honesty and the integrity so that we can do the real service to the society. That is the most important thing. Maybe that there are some students who have secured the highest ranks or gold medals or any other medals or any certificates of merit. And maybe there are some students who have just passed the examination with 50% of marks or 52% of marks, whatever the minimum. And in my experience, I could say that those who have obtained the less number of marks have been more successful in the life. And those who have got the degrees with the medals have been beaten. And I passed the degree of law in Gandhi's class. And I feel very much happy today to be a judge of the High Court. And therefore I could say to those who have not obtained so much of marks, not to have any sort of a feeling of dissatisfaction, that despite the fact that you may be having less number of marks, you may become the great peoples in the society. So, ultimate goal is that we have to do the service. We do the service for what purpose? Is it to gain the money? Is it to make the money and property? It is not really so. It is only to have the happiness in the life. The service is rendered by a person not for any other purpose but only for getting the happiness in the life. The purpose of life is to get the happiness. And if you become unhappy because that the client does not pay sufficient fees to you, or that if we engulf the amount of compensation awarded to the client, so that he can make money at the cost of the client. There are many instances in the advocates, amongst the advocates, who really, though the compensation was awarded, earlier the checks were being issued in the name of the advocates, and the advocates obtained the receipts from the clients and did not pay a single pie, and ultimately they made money. There are so many instances, and therefore the law was amended and the check was being issued in the name of the parties. So what happens actually, soon after we jump into that material life, there are feelings that I must make money in the profession. I must have a car, I must have a mobile, I must have this thing, that thing, so many things in the life, because the desires they never end. They are continuous, If I fulfill one desire today, I will have the next desire tomorrow. And there will not be any end for the desires. And if we pursue those desires, it is impossible to have satisfaction. There is no contentment at all. There is no happiness at all. So, what is really required to be done by a professional is that he must serve so that he will get whatever it is payable to him on its own. Therefore it is said, karmanne vadikaraste mahafleshu kadachana. Means you do your karma, whatever fruits are there, they will come on its own. If I am doing the judgeship as a judge, I am now disposing of the cases every month. I should not look at the end of the month or the day on which the salary is being paid to me. I must go on doing the work. The salary will automatically come. We need not anticipate, expect or do anything more than what is to be done of disposing of the cases. See, I could say one example. See, the profession nowadays has gone so much bad. There is so much of unhealthy competition amongst the advocates because of so much of rush in the profession. You see, at the time when I started my profession in the year 1976, I had only one MVC case, motor vehicles case, you know, a motor vehicles accidents case. And in fact, apart from that, I had civil practice also. And an advocate, you see, my client came, the MVC client came to me and asked me, sir, you please endorse your no objections. I want to appoint another advocate for the purpose of conducting the case. Then you see, I was very much upset to see there was only one MVC case which I had and it is being snatched away by another advocate. What is this? I thought ultimately I thought, you see, what can I do for that? Then I asked him, what is the reason? No sir, I have got so much of difficulties, I want advance money, and that advocate has assured me to pay the money, and therefore you see, if you want to pay the money, then you may conduct it. Then I said, I don't have that capacity to pay the advance the amount, and therefore you may take the case and get the no objections. Then I went to that advocate who wanted to engage, and I told him, you see, Mr. Advocate, I have spent 70 rupees for filing this petition. If you are able to pay that much of amount back to me, I am extremely thankful. I will give my no objections. I endorsed my no objections. He paid 70 rupees. I received it back. But thereafter, that advocate, you see, who was practicing with me at the same bar, he never used to practice in civil law or criminal law. But all the cases which he used to receive on civil side or criminal side, he used to give it to me. Because you see, that affection continued despite the fact that he snatched the case from me, and I did not feel anything having entrusted the case to him because of the desire of his client. And therefore you see, I had so many cases from him, and therefore you see, my profession flourished well, and I was able to have so many number of cases in future also. So therefore, money should not be the criteria of the profession, of the service that a person renders. We have to do the work satisfactorily, and to see that, you see, if a client comes with the instruction to file a fast case against a person, advise him, no, this is not proper for you. Don't harass him. Causing harassment to others is harassment to the self. So that is how, see, the devotion has to be there to the profession, and ultimately you can have the success. You see, I can assure you, in my lifetime, I never counted the fees which were given by my clients at any time in the practice of 17 years. And you see, nowadays, you see, there are so many persons, they charge 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs. See, it's really surprising. The persons are there capable of giving that much of money. From where they bring, we don't know. You know, see how the gap is increasing in between the rich and the poor. The richer are becoming richer, and the poor are becoming poorer, and thereby Naxalites, dacoities, everything are going on. So this is how is the society that we are creating. So ultimately what I feel is that when you jump into that materialistic life of profession as an advocate or